Divine, unfathomable depth. Jesus says, "And Jesus wept." This text is very short, only 3 words, but it is, despite its shortness, so significant and distinctive that if I would illustrate this text only a little for you, you had to write a whole world of books. But its complete meaning you will never be able to comprehend in its fullness for all eternity. The connection word "and" is written countless times in the scriptures, but it does not connect anywhere as much as it does here. Because here it connects 2 eternal things into one, namely the eternal love and the eternal wisdom, the power and might of God. For Jesus is the wisdom, the power and the might, and with that, the ruler over everything that fills the eternity and infinity spiritually and naturally. However, this Jesus was crying. But how and why? Because he became one with the Father and the eternal love in its fullness. Because once it said with Moses, as he demanded to see God, "No one can see God and live at the same time." Many saw God in Jesus, and he became their life, and they did not die, because they saw him. The deity did not weep during Moses' time, but rather it did sentence those to death who disobeyed the laws, and nobody was awakened, who once became dead. Here we have the same deity, but it did not hide itself anymore in the unfathomable center of its love and mercy, but instead it wept and activated itself, and then loosened the chains of death of the one who was rotting in the grave. Do you understand now what the weeping of Jesus means here? The weeping represents the infinite deep compassion of God's eternal love. With whom does this love have mercy? With the one who is rotting in the grave already for 4 days. Who of you has enough wisdom to comprehend this complete picture of endless significance? Do you think that Jesus only has done a local miracle here, by which, firstly, he gave back the beloved brother to the 2 saddened sisters, and secondly, to provide evidence to the Jews how it never was done before him by anyone? Look, these are just insignificant and minor details, because Jesus had already accomplished miracles in great abundance before, which were equally great. But regarding the comfort for the 2 sisters, he would surely not have been at loss. He who holds the hearts of all men in his hand, who blesses them with a single glance. Yes, with the slightest sign, so that they wouldn't mourn anymore for their deceased brother, but rather remembered him joyfully, rejoicing. Now, it looks like this wasn't the main reason, but what was it then? Yes, within this deed lies the actual depth of God's deed, which is unfathomable for you. I can only imply them to you by distant hints, but not elucidate it completely, because a full light in this matter would cost you your life. Because it says with this deed that it happens, so that the glory of the Father is revealed in the Son. What do the 2 mourning sisters, Martha and Mary, represent here? They are pictures of the past and the future. One of them is more externally, more prefiguring, and the other is more internally, and therefore more spiritual. In itself, the truth in its complete form. In a more extended sense, Martha represents the entire natural creation, and Mary the complete divine and spiritual creation. Look, these are the 2 mourning sisters. Who are they mourning for? For a brother who is rotting in the grave for 4 long days already. The 4 days represent the 4 states of creation. Well, who is the brother? But now enough of this. Whoever of you possesses only a little wisdom will now combine the facts. But a clear explanation from me would be life-threatening. But you may extract from those things said as much as, what a great depth and inscrutability lies within the 3 words, and Jesus wept. When you consider who Jesus is, you'll at least be able to sense that his tears represent something different and much bigger than the ones of a semi-blind lady reading a novel. The temper of Jesus was not one that would be tempted by reading, but it was the eternal love itself, as the Father in the Son. An example to be imitated. The tears show that you shall be merciful as well, out of the true depth of life. For a soft-heartedness and compassion created by reading novels has no value with me, and is not much better than a blind love or a wedding in the theater. To such merciful people I will give the reward, which was the reason for their compassion. They shall find giant libraries in the beyond as well, with countless novels, and they will not be able to leave there until they have experienced it within themselves in a living manner, that a written love and a written life actually is no love and no life. Whoever does not love out of me and not learn from me, that one does everything as a dead person, and he will not arise from his grave until Jesus will weep above it. Try to understand, there lies a great depth within, and so be the life your amen.